We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Nate's, it is the Hot Honey. Now, Nature Nate's. Didn't realize it was Nature Nate's. So I've seen these bottles. I've seen this honey. In fact, I think I've even bought this honey before. I've seen this in grocery stores. Not the hot version, just the regular Nate's. Nature Nate's! Nature Nate's! Honey. His word is sweeter than honey. It looks like that is some sort of Bible quote. Okay. Sure, buddy. Anyway, for this one we have honey, vinegar, and habanero chili pepper flakes. So I'm not expecting this to be particularly hot at all. But you never know. You never know. We'll get into it. I assume this is pasteurized. I don't know if it's going to actually say that. Oh, it's a mission-driven company that gives back. Okay, cool. I don't see... There's no indication that it's raw or pasteurized. I'm assuming it probably is pasteurized, but there's no indication of that on here. I didn't even know this company made a hot honey, actually. So, see, it's a nice dark honey. So I don't know if it's pasteurized or not. I suppose it doesn't matter that much. All right, let's take a look here at this. This is past golden. This is into a nice dark brown. See, there's little swirls of whatnot in there. I don't see any actual flakes. So I'm assuming it's probably what this powder is, this ground up business right here. So let's just get into this. This, there's a little tingle there. Flavor-wise, it's just pretty much a standard honey, but I'll give it a default 1. I wonder if I can get a little more out of that. With habanero, we should be able to get a build out of it. So let's try that. I like it. It's fairly neutral. Very, very low-key amount of peppers in this, though. Very, very light as far as the hot honey goes. All right, so we're going to forego the usual peanut butter and honey muffin that I have for most of these hot honeys. And instead, I started thinking about what haven't I made? Well, there's a lot of stuff I haven't made. But what would I like to have that, kind of it's not so much of a trend anymore, but was a really big food trend for a while. And I was debating, do I want to do, like KFC's got one of them, do I want to do that on the channel is, play around with the Nashville Hot. Now, I have not had one that I think is actually hot, like legitimately hot. Most of the so the Nashville Hot phenomenon, you've got honey, you've got brown sugar, you've got smoked paprika and cayenne. Now, you can step on cayenne a lot, but unless you start really tinkering with extracts and whatnot, cayenne to me has a very finite heat limit, and it's a fairly moderate one. So there's a lot of powder though. So rather than to dump a bunch of cayenne and paprika and whatnot into this, there just happened to be a sauce I've done somewhat recently to filming this one, where it does have a lot of aspects of pepper powder, and that is the Hatari Acid Rain Ghost. So we're going to go considerably beyond Nashville Hot. This is Canadian by way of Africa, so maybe it's a Canadian African Hotville? I don't know. Anyway, this is, so it's not even really my spin on Nashville Hot because I'm not including brown sugar. I don't know, is there paprika in this? I don't think there is. But we do have several peppers in here, including Ring of Fire, which is essentially a cayenne. So it lists spices, paprika could be among them, I guess. I don't know. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to make us a nice somethingville hot version with the hot honey, with the Hatari, and we're going to have that on some of these chicken strips that I've cut into basically chunks. And I got a knife in case they're not chunky enough. So we're going to start by going to throw some honey in here. Should be enough to cut those, I think. And we could always add more. All right. And even with this, I'm not seeing a lot of bits and pieces. Well, that's going to change here almost immediately. So we're going to, I'm just eyeballing this. I don't measure stuff a lot. Unless I'm baking, which is really, really rare. And, you know, that is something I've been thinking about doing, though, is maybe try my hand at baking some actual hot stuff. But baked items don't always lend themselves very well to a finished product that I find especially desirable. So, all right, so we got the Hatari here. We got the Hatari honey combination here. Let's see how that is. Yeah, let's go with that. That's pretty good. To me, all the Nashville hots I've had always tend to be a little powdery when I have them, and I assume that's because whoever's making them is feeling like the main heat component is cayenne, which is probably true, but that's a fairly moderate heat driver, so they just pound a bunch of that in there, and so to me, it always winds up being a little bit powdery. Which is one of the aspects of this Hatari. It has a bit of a, almost a powdery nature. That was really good. Wow.
Man.
I mean, we take an extremely well done and very nicely flavored, very flavorful sauce. And the Hatari Ghost, the Acid Rain Ghost. There is a video for that up, by the way, which I encourage you guys to check out in the playlist if you're interested. And of course, there is a written review on the blog, and the link to that is in the description below.
Man.
I'm riding on the honey a bit heavily here, because that's really what we're testing. And definitely this is probably a little bit hotter than most Nashville hot chicken's actually going to be. I wish they had something this good. This is outstanding. And the story of the person who tried to teach their husband a lesson or whatever after a night of carousing. You know, if you're going to try to teach someone a lesson, I'm thinking you're going to disguise it better. And you're not going to worry about how good it is. This, I think, was meant to be just basically just a good addition to food. I think the cheater payback story is more fun from a story perspective, but it seems a little bit too much on the legend lore side of things for me. I was so mad at him, I invented this recipe that a whole bunch of people are going to use for restaurants and menu items. That'll show them. That'll learn them. That'll teach them real good, right? I'm sure he learned his lesson. Oh, if it was as good as this, that lesson would be to do more of it. At that point, you get more into a reward than a punishment. That was excellent. I mean, this is a very solid honey. It's a very neutral honey, but there is just a sort of a minor undercurrent of heat to it. This is what I would call a honey, which might not make a lot of sense, but it is, I mean that in the context that it's a pure honey flavor. It's not, you don't have flowers and orange notes or anything like that. It's not, even with that hot sauce, it's not on fire like the Inferno one was, the Hellfire honey. This one is just a little sprinkle, just a little tinge, but it doesn't get in the way of the flavor. This is meant to be just a straightforward honey, and it performs very well there. Heat, like I said, is very moderate. It's a default one, but it is nice. You get a nice little tingle there with this particular honey there, and it's very nice. It's a very nice honey. I have nothing bad to say about this. I wish I would have seen this in stores, but I came across it looking for more hot honeys to do. So I've done a lot of them. I think I'm getting now towards the point where I'm not going to be doing too many more of these. I think I've got another one or two maybe coming. Anyway, to wrap up this sauce, straightforward honey, very, very normal, I guess, for lack of a better word. The more honey that you're used to with Golden, the Bear one and all those other ones, doesn't have a lot of other aftertaste to it, including the pepper. So if you want a straight honey that's got just a little bit of bite at the end of it, this is a good one to get. I'm not even picking up any of the vinegar notes. That's how gracefully this is blended, but it definitely is leaning way more towards the side of the honey. So, but there you go, Nature Nate's hot honey.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.